Terry Harrison. He runs GoHarrison.com. He's the host of Think Green Radio and Hollywood Tech and Geek Guru. Hello, Terry. Welcome to the program.
Hey, nice to talk to you guys. And a very exciting day for people who have lots of money and can get that Facebook initial public offering.
That would be Ernie.
Yeah, I wish I was one of those people. I would love to jump in on that one. It's supposed to be a big one tomorrow. Is this going to change that site at all for people who use it? Are they going to see any differences once this thing goes public?
Yeah, absolutely. Facebook has already leaked out ideas and plans to remotivate its timeline. The timeline would be where your friends are, what they're eating, what you're doing. It's already impossible to navigate. They're going to make it even more complicated for you. The good news is if you're a corporation or if you have lots of money in a brokerage firm, you're going to get access to this Facebook stock, which means likely as any initial public offering in any place like a Google or an Apple, this thing is likely to double and triple over the first number of days, and then it'll settle back. But a good chance to double your money if you're already rich.
Harrison, GPS is really just such an awesome product for men who don't want to stop and ask for directions. But the recent Supreme Court decision, U.S. versus Jones, now created a new freedom.
So what do you really think?
I have no thoughts of my own. I'm just a girl. But tell us about the GPS, this new decision, and how the police can't track you.
Well, very interestingly, the Supreme Court has not for 20 years looked at the notion of GPS being used. It's in our phones, it's in our computers, it's in our as you point out, our tracking devices where we want to get a Google map or something. They've not checked this as is it an infringement on our civil rights. They finally looked at it and realized after a woman was tracked for a month in her car, if you have a General Motors car, you're going to have a built-in OnStar system. All of this, they're watching you 24/7. And it was used against her after a month of tracking. She didn't know about it. The Supreme Court ruled you can't do that anymore. However, our cell phones are still a blinking, beeping tracking device, and the government is legally allowed, as are corporations, to follow every step of the way. And as you remember, Apple got in trouble for this, Google got in trouble, AT&T got in trouble, and now the people are rising. Much as they did to break up the T-Mobile and AT&T merger, they're rising to get Congress to make sure that nobody can track you on your personal cell phone, Molly, at 3:13 in the morning, wherever you might be, cannot track you without a warrant. So it's a potential good news for people.
Well, it does seem like there are some definite privacy issues going on here when it turns the authorities into stalkers. You usually have to work for those. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, don't you have to date before you get a
exactly
stalker?
the right idea.
There you go.
But so the other side of this, though, if I'm a parent and I'm worried about my kid out in the car, if I can pull up the computer and see where my car is at any time, is there any way that this can be used that maybe just a family can track their kid, but not necessarily somebody else leaking in and checking out everything?
Right. You can already do that.
Yeah.
You would always be allowed to do that. It's about people who have more power than you, Ernie, being able to track you and use it against you. So a parent, a child, there's an assumed, parent-guardian supplicant relationship there. But when it comes to an invisible corporation or a government that may want to just bust you for something, they can't do it without a warrant. So the idea is that you can use your phone for what you, Ernie, choose to do with it, but I can't choose what I'm going to use your phone against you to do.
That, by the way, that decision about the GPS, that was a 9-0 decision of the Supreme Court. Let me ask you, I wanted to ask you real quick, because I saw some of the CES show this year, some features there, and it just struck me, one thing I walked away with, that perhaps our imagination, we have plenty of science fiction ideas, but it seems like they're running out of ideas they can really build now.
Well, Newt Gingrich is going to build space stations and international air flight rocket ships to the very popular place called Moon. Somehow, if that could be commodified, there's the new frontier. Other than that, you're right.
There's got to be some more ideas. How do you improve television? How do you improve cell phones or communication? Is there anything left out there that we haven't done yet? I know 10 years from now we'll look back and think, what a ludicrous statement that is, but it just doesn't seem like there's new stuff coming out the way it once did.
They've improved television. They made flat screens. They've made HD.
What else can you do to it?
Well, that's for them to decide, right? They haven't improved toilet paper. It's the same.
Well, try the Charmin Aloe. Trust me, it's an improvement. But a quickie answer to your point, Ernie.
All right, I got 20
Here's what's
seconds.
coming with television. It's not only 3D right now, it is going to be holographic television where you no longer need a screen. The image will be in your living room in 3 dimensions and surround sound. You can almost touch it. That's where it's going.
That I will look forward to seeing. That'll be fascinating. This is Kerry Harrison. Look for him online at goharrison.com. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.